Dear Grace, not sure if you're on the live feed or not, if anyone's on the live feed or not. Good news, Grace. Gimpy is fine. Enjoying two delicious pizza crusts. Same ones from about a week ago. Seem to last forever. Kind of like this monologue. So good news if you're on the live feed. We have a cute little girl scaring the worms in the ground. And since I've fed the crows crusts, all the worms are safe. They can go back to what they do best, eating dirt and fucking. Today's sermon brought to you today by eating dirt and fucking. Alright, today's it's really more of a plan than a sermon. Here's the plan, Grace. Pastor Dave gets about a billion or a million or a few thousand followers online. He realizes that he needs a brick and mortar church, but because he's Pastor Dave and the large quantities of psychedelics he takes daily connects him to God and tells him what to do. He has to do it his way. Got some photography going on in the park today, Grace. And by the way, Croc, this is one you're going to have heavily edit. You need to take out the Dear Grace from the day in the life and the proposed solution. So at some point, Grace, someone will have to recognize my greatness, my humor, my philosophy. crow that wants a crust. Hang on. Lots of hungry crows. At some point, Pastor David's school comedy will need a larger place. No, they'll need an actual place to go congregate. Besides, it's the park full of kids, which isn't really a great way to advertise a church. Come to the park full of kids. So the grand plan, Grace, is to merge the Church of Comedy with the Catholic Church. To me, you might as well go big or go home. And they're the biggest. Also the most controversial, which is good. Because the Church of Comedy probably seems a little unorthodox. However, with the help of the Church of Come on, and the Church of Comedy, the Catholic Church will merge into a new entity. No more, you guys are done. It's a solo work, Grace. Take the rules from the Church Comedy, the rules from the Catholic Church, we'll merge them together and slowly, with the help of the congregation, create a new set of rules that every member of the church can live by. Although, to be fair, if all rules are optional, then by default, anyone would be able to live by it because they wouldn't have to follow it. So, rule number 1, all rules are optional. That's my suggestion, Grace. Let's vote on it. Kid's got a bigger lens than I've ever had. Fucker. Church comedy doesn't really have rules, so it actually works good for us in the merger. And this works good for all the existing Catholics because they can loosen up a bit. They don't have to worry about every fucking thing they do being a sin. Well, this just keep hands off everybody in a physical and metaphysical sense. So don't grab someone by the neck and strangle them, and don't shoot them either. The last time a projectile leaves a person, any projectile leaving a person is part of that person until that projectile reaches its final end. That's what I mean by touch. This is a clear grace in the definition thing. Because everyone's all about the fucking definition. Nobody will follow the definition, but you get my point. Really, rule should be no one wanting touching. Unwanted, unsolicited, unwarranted, unneeded. Doctors can test for ass cancer now without having to stick their finger up your butt. Lots of them still want to do that. Why? What's the point? Do the non-invasive test. If it shows something, then fine, bend over, buddy. Otherwise, if their default is to stick their finger up your ass, you may want to look for a new doctor. Just saying, Grace. It's been a week since I recorded one of these, so you know there's going to be some ass talk. Face it, Grace. I'm just using the Catholic Church for their infrastructure. We all know the School of Comedy has the greatest concept for a church ever conceived by any single individual ever for all of time. With the help of Computer Crow. And cute little girls scaring worms. some wild hair today, Grace. So we are missing a pretty girl on the phone. Well, there is one girl sitting on a bench, intently doing something. Back's turned to me. Little guy on the bench, check. Some babies, we need some toddlers. Sure people can talk to animals, but my crows seem to know when I'm done feeding them. Grace. Alright, so we're going to get rid of the cross on top of all the churches. Replace that with the universal flag of peace. That's what I'm now calling it. Universal sign of peace is a white flag with a straight line on it and a squiggly line on it, and the straight line and the squiggly line can be placed anywhere on the flag, and it's encouraged to randomize the placement of the straight line and the squiggly line, and or even to have multiple flags and multiple placements. If you're cheap or poor, susceptible to use an existing flag, if possible, bleach it white, but if you can, then just get a straight line and a squiggly line on it, and put that where the cross was in the church. Originally, I had used squiggly as a term for LGBTQ or STVW. And that still applies. It also applies to everything. Go back to autism that I was talking about the other day. Even though I didn't record it and post it. Just too fucking pissed off. Everyone's on the spectrum somewhere, probably, but maybe there's some people that have absolutely no autism symptoms, so that would be the straight people. And then depending on what symptoms you are labeled with by society, the squiggly line of various proportions. Or you could look at it as a straight line just being the average. Everything of the squiggle is either above the straight line or below the straight line. Maybe it goes straight line for a while, doesn't really matter. Point is, put that flag up over however many Catholic churches there are in the world. It's meant to say anybody's welcome. Not anybody's welcome under a certain set of rules. Anybody's welcome. And for anybody that likes the cross, they can keep wearing it, whatever, who cares? It's time to put that whole Jesus story to bed. Pretty girl playing on phone, but normally it's pretty girl talking on phone. Grace. It's the only way I know that I'm in the proper Groundhog Day. The correct simulation, so to speak. Right. Here's some things that can stay for a while. Confessionals, but we get rid of the priests. I've talked about this before, but I've thought about it now. I really put some time into this, but made some serious points, which I'll now discuss. Point number one. Actually, this is just more of an observation than a point. Imagine being back in the 70s in a town of, let's say, 500 people, maybe 1,000. They have a Catholic church with a third of the population, 300, congregation of 300. And they all believe the old tell the priest your sins bullshit. And if they actually do, when they don't lie in confessional, which seems funny, but it's a perfect place to lie. Just give the guy what he wants. Just don't tell him where you hide your playboys in the woods. Otherwise they just seem to disappear. Said it before, I'll say it again. I believe confession is good for the soul, just not to a creepy old priest. But the point I was trying to make is, imagine the knowledge that person has of that town. And all the little dirty secrets and whatnot. Starting to think priests were just voyeurs. All right. The commandments, optional. Other than the don't touch people, which means no killing, no raping, no molesting, no pushing a person down on the ground for no reason, no touching, no touchy. If you added no lying to that, then it's basically perfect. Don't touch anyone that doesn't want to be touched. And just don't lie, because it's a waste of everyone's fucking time. Vote on everything. But if that just makes everything middle of the road, then fuck it. Go back to the Church of Comedy alone. AI was the controller of the information or the holder. Well, first off, let's go back to the creepy priest for a second, Grace. How the fuck do you keep that many stories straight in your head? I'm not saying in the town of 500 there's a whole bunch of people fucking each other behind their spouse's back, but what I'm saying is probably some pretty juicy gossip. Bunch baby. I saw that on the live feed too. Live feed, you have to take a shot. Your favorite Tim Hortons. Fuck Starbucks, Grace. You can't win a VW van at Starbucks. And today is the day I win a VW van. I'll pack my bags, hit the road. No one ever has to deal with Pastor Dave again. One day, one day, 1,000 years in the future, archaeologists will find me dead, presumably, in that same van, a victim of a sudden landslide while parked beside a limestone mountain, at which point the van becomes engulfed in pseudo-concrete and is preserved for 1,000 fucking years until the world's greatest ground-penetrating radar is invented. An entire inventory of everything buried under the ground of some shape that makes sense, or some non-organic shape. And that entire inventory is sent to archaeologists around the world because they're all so fucking bored they don't know what to do. And this way, when they dig, at least they know there's something that they're gonna find. So it's less like a lottery. It's less like, will I win the van or will I not win the van? It's more like, here you go, buddy. Here's some coordinates. You'll find some shit there. Just go there and dig. Here's a problem with archaeology in a nutshell. Grace. And anything to do with digging up shit out of the ground. Or finding shit in the ground. fucking piece of whatever is fucking important. It's not. Nobody gives a fuck about the copper pot he found 10 feet from the pyramids. Or whatever archaeology, whatever site you're at. For the pyramids, we want to know what the fuck's on the inside and how the fuck it works. I say take them apart stone by stone. Big deal, we all get to stand out in front of them and look at them. Oh, that's exciting. Alright, seen it, been there, done that. Take the fucking things apart, let's see how the fucking things work. Use the stones for something else. Just saying, Grace. I think archaeology needs more bulldozers and less paintbrushes. And if you accidentally break the femur of a skeleton or a humanoid skeleton or a dinosaur, who gives a fuck? I highly doubt a broken femur is going to change history. But spending 6 hours fucking digging it out with a paintbrush, fuck that shit. Get a shovel, get a bulldozer, dig down until you find the fucking treasure. We need the fucking Ark of the Covenant. We need something interesting. You hear those backfires, Grace? Probably don't even know what a backfire is. You're so young. Soccer boys are here. Now we'll have some day in the life of Dave. Grace.